Hello, guys. Good morning. I hope you're all doing fine. I am also fine here. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Haoma_KE. And so today, I just want to talk about the simple things that I do here in my home that improve my life here in the village. And as most of you know, many people believe that life in the village is very cheap, but to some extent, I would differ with most of the statements that people say. And sometimes life in the village can be very expensive, and the cheapness of life here comes most of the time when people have harvested food in their farms. That is when you find very cheap food that is sold in our markets. So sometimes you find vegetables like tomatoes, the ginger, the garlic are very expensive in our markets. You can buy even one garlic at around 35 shillings or even 40 shillings. And sometimes even like right now we are buying tomatoes at one tomato at 10 shillings, which is considered very expensive, and most of the homes will prefer just cooking food without the tomatoes. So one of the things that I always do to make my life to improve my life here in the village, and to make it also simple, is to just make sure that I've planted most of the vegetables here in my farm, and also planting the staple food, which is maize. I always plant here in my home. And so another thing that I've made my life to be simpler and improved my life is buying simple gadgets like the shaving machine. This machine, you just use it by charging the batteries. The batteries are removable batteries, so you just charge them, and so I just shave my baby's hair. At first, I never used to know how to shave the hair, but as times have passed by, I've learned how to do it. And at first, my son would even refuse for me to shave his head, but now I've mastered now to shave the head, because in their school they don't have to, they're only allowed to shave clean shave, um, which is very easy to shave. So that is what I've done here in my home to improve now my life here in the village, and also to make my life easier and also cheaper. Because if you calculate the amount of money maybe you will use to shave in a single day, in a week, that is around 50 shillings in a week. And maybe sometimes you don't even have that money, but if you invest once in a while, you buy the machine. Right now the machines are cheaper. You can get very cheaper machines here in the market, so it's easy to get cheaper ones that can also function well. Like this machine has lasted us for around 1 year, one and a half years now. So which is okay compared to the price that I bought it, is very okay. So that is one of the things that if you're living in the village or even in the city, you can, if you have time, like me, I have time during the weekends, I can shave my children. And also another thing that I always do to improve my life and make it even simpler is to make hair. But I know 90% of people that make hair, or even 95%, is talent. You're born with that talent. But I know of a few people who have learned how to plait hair, do braids, do cornrows by watching even YouTube or even going to school to learn how to make hair. But now the beauty about me, I started doing hair when I was very small. I used to do my hair with the, we call them matuta. So I used to just do my hair, and also the small cornrows. I used to do it when I was young. So this is something that I can call talent. My hands can play it very well. But also, you can also learn to do it, because I've even seen celebrities, even in the Western world, learning how to braid their children's hair, so that also they can save some little coin, and also it reduces the stress in your children, especially when they are handled by the people that are very, when they play it, the child also can cry, and their lines are very tight. So this is another thing that I do here in my home that improves my life here in my home, and also that I can also save some coins, because sometimes it is very expensive to maintain hair, especially here in the village. Very few people know how to do hair very well, but there are some who do it very well, and they're very expensive. So if you compare the amount of money that you can use to make hair, especially me or even my daughters, it is very expensive. So me deciding to completely doing my children's hair, it is very cheap for me. So please tell me on the comment section, what are the simple things that you do in your home to improve your life, either in the city or in the village, because I know it differs with the location that you're in. There are some things that are cheaper in your area, and there are some things that are very expensive in your area. So you can just comment down below and tell me what are the things that you prefer to do for yourself. Like me here in my home, I invested in most of the things, like washing machine. I know most of the people say that washing machines are for the people who live in the city, but also me here in the village, considered that I go to work and I do not have a house help. One of the things that I decided to invest in is also a small washing machine that would make my life simpler here in my home. And because here in the village, it is very hard to get people that randomly would wash your clothes. In the city, we call them mamafua. So here in the village, it is very hard to get the mamafua. So now it becomes difficult if you do not have a house help. And also for house helps, immediately you get a house help here in the village, because most of the time we get house helps that live within. They tend to leave most of the time. So I just felt like it was too hectic for me, and that is why I decided now to be doing things on my own. And probably, and most of the time, once in a while, I get somebody to just do general cleaning in my home. So those are the small things that I would say have improved my life here in the village, and also made my life to be more simpler and also more effective. So I know this is my opinion, and each and every person has their own reason why they would prefer either to let somebody do most of the things for them, and also uh, another opinion is maybe you do it for yourself. So each and every person has their own way of doing their things, but on my side I prefer doing most of the things by myself. Probably maybe because here in the village most of the things are not so rushed, especially here in the village. We do not have traffic jams. Most of the rentals here are very cheap. So life is considered simple and also cheaper. But if you compare some of the things, especially food, and also things considering things concerning hair, most of the times are very expensive because most of the farmers prefer selling to large scale, and those are people who are going to sell to the cities. And so we see most of the times, especially when people harvest, we get very cheap food, and that is the time where we lose focus, like here in the village, because at the moment that food is over, people now start complaining of hunger and not having food. So that is when now the prices of food now hikes. Like here in the village right now, we are buying one gorogoro of maize at around 130, which is considered very expensive here in the village because when people were harvesting, it was going at around 50 shillings and also 70 shillings. So people tend to sell all their maize, maybe because of poverty, which is another factor that maybe pushes most of the villagers to sell their produce very early. That is on my opinion. So the few years I've lived in the village, I've seen one of the problems that villagers face, which is lacking food, which is very weird because most of the people will most of the people say that there is a lot of food in the village, but that food is a lot because people are farming, so, and also people are selling. So after some time you find people do not have that food because they sold almost all of their food. So that is one of the reasons why I prefer farming my own food and stocking them for a whole year. Like right now, I have maize for a whole year, and also I can get just vegetables at my doorstep, which is another advantage living here in the village. So, one of the last things that I do here in my home to improve my life here in the village is to cook food in batches. So, during the weekends, I make sure I've boiled most of the cereals and I've put them in the freezer. And so this would be considered a city's person's life, but also here in the village it is very functional, especially if you're working, if you're a working mother, or if you're just a working person. If you're going to work and you do not have time to be boiling each and every single day, the best way to do it is to just boil the vegetables that you're going to use for a whole week, and also the cereals that we're going to eat for a whole week. And that is what I always do. Like the vegetables that I harvested at the start of the video, that is the vegetable that I'm going to eat for a whole week, but I'll be alternating because I have so many vegetables here in the farm. So I have kales, I have spinach, I have cowpeas, and also I have the spider plant. So most of those vegetables are just be alternating during the week. So this is one of the things that I always do here in my home that makes my life simpler, and also it's also a cheaper way to to save money, because you save on gas, you save on even charcoal or even firewood, because I boil with firewood or charcoal. So the best way to do it is just do it once. So that time you will have saved money, you will have saved time, you will have saved, and even the food that you have in your home. So I hope what I have talked about has added value to you. And if it has added value to you and you're new here, hit that subscribe button, comment to the video, like the video, and also share the video to your friends and other people. So I'm going to leave this video with you for now. And if you're new here, keep on watching my videos, and thank you guys for the support. And if you've watched this video till the end, thank you so much for watching my videos, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.